Hello everyone, welcome to Graphic Designers Workshop. Let's see how to create a pie graph in Illustrator. So let us start. Here we will be creating a graph of the most populated countries in the world. The most populated countries in the world are China, India, US, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan. And there are also some other countries, but we will just create a pie graph with the data of these countries. So here is the data. The most populated country, China, has 18% of the world's population. India has 17%, US has 4%, Indonesia 3%, Brazil 2%, Pakistan 2%. So we will just round up the figures. We don't need these decimal values. So now we will start creating a graph. First we will just select the type tool and we will just put the headline, which is most populated countries in the world, right? And we will just scale it. We can use Alt Shift in PC or Option Shift in Mac to center scale the text, right? Then we will now create a pie graph. To create a pie graph, on our left side, if we scroll down, we can see some graph options. So here we have plenty of graph options or graph tools, and out of these tools we will select the pie graph tool. So we'll select this pie graph tool and then we will create a pie graph. To create a pie graph, all we have to do is we'll simply just drag a box and create a box, and now a box is created. Now if we release the mouse, we can see another dialog box appearing. So this is the dialog box where we have to put all the values of different countries. So we will start with the China. The China's population is 18%. So here we have to distribute the values of all countries within 100%. So if China is 18%, the remaining countries are going to have 82%. So we have to distribute the values in this manner. So let's start with the China. So China has 18%, then it's followed by India, which is 17%, and then US is 4%, and then Indonesia is 3%, and Brazil is 2%, and Pakistan is 2%, right? So now we have collected the data of these countries. So the total will be 18 plus 17 is 35, 35 plus 4 is 39, 39 plus 3 is 42, 42 plus 2 is 44, 44 plus 2 is 46, and the remaining countries have 54%. 54% of the population belongs to the remaining countries. So we'll just type 54 here, right? Now we got the values of all the countries. Now all we have to do is we just have to click on this tick mark. So here if we click on this tick mark, which is apply, a graph with the given values will be created, right? See, a pie graph is now created. It's very simple, right? Now we will customize this graph. We will try to give some attractions to this graph. We can just give some colors or gradient colors, and also we will apply a 3D option or 3D extrude option to this graph, right? Let's do it. We'll first apply 3D extrude option to this particular pie graph. So we will select this pie graph. Let's go to effect. Here we have the 3D, and here we will select extrude and bevel. And once you select the extrude and bevel dialog box appears, and here we have plenty of options. So what we'll do is, first we will set the angle. So we will first put 0 values in all these angle input fields, and what we are interested in is we are interested in this x-axis. So we will just put our cursor in this x-axis input field, and then we will use up arrow and we will just rotate our pie graph, and we can put a value of 70 in the input field, right? So this is what we need, and we can slightly increase the extrude depth option, so something like this, right? And this is enough. We can simply click OK, and now what we'll do is we will actually expand it. We want to just come out of the graph mode as well as the extrude mode. We want to convert it into a normal shape or normal object. So for that we will go to object, and here we have the option expand appearance, right? So we have expanded it, and then we need to ungroup it. We'll simply right click and we'll select this option, ungroup. So we have to ungroup it plenty of times till we see all the separate pieces here. So we can see separate pieces here, right? So we can see there are plenty of separate pieces. So now what we will do is we will apply some colors and give some attraction to our pie graph. So this is the chunk of China, so we'll give a red color to this, and this is India, so we will give an orange color, and we'll just select this India piece, and then we'll just give orange color. We'll first give plain colors, then we will give gradient colors. So here we have USA, we'll give blue color, and this one is Indonesia, we'll give a light green color, and this is Brazil, we'll give yellow color, and then the last one is Pakistan, we will give green color, and for others we can give some pink color. Later we can change these colors, right? And here also at the bottom we have some pieces, and each piece is related to that particular country, so or that particular country's chunk. So what we'll do is, now we will also give colors to these pieces, but the problem is these pieces are broken. They are broken into several fragments. So what we'll do is we first need to unite them. So for example, here we'll start with this Pakistan chunk. So what we'll do is we will just select that, and then we need to first unite it. So here we need to open Pathfinder. In case the Pathfinder is not already open, we can go to window and we can select Pathfinder. We can also use the keyboard shortcut Shift Control F9 in PC or Shift Command F9 in Mac. Right, we will just select that chunk, and then here we have the option unite. Right, we'll do the same thing for the remaining pieces. These pieces are not united, and if we don't unite them, if we try to apply colors to them, the colors will not appear properly. If we are trying to apply gradient colors, the gradient colors will not apply properly. So we have to unite, and then we need to apply. So we will just apply yellow color, and for this we will apply a dark green color, and for Indonesia we will apply light green color. For US, first we will unite this US chunk or piece, and then we will give a blue color, and then for India we will also first unite it, and then we will give it an orange color, right? So this is it. And for this others, we will again unite this chunk, and then we will pick the same color from here, right? So here we have given plain colors to all these pieces. Now we will give them more attraction by giving gradient colors. So to give gradient colors, first we will start with China. So select this China's piece, and we will just open the swatches. The swatches panel is on your Illustrator interface, and in case if it is not found in your interface, we can always open this swatches panel from window menu, right? So in swatches, if we come down, we can see swatch libraries menu. We'll just open it, and here we have gradients, and in gradients we can select the gems and jewels. So here we have the gems and jewels. We have plenty of custom gradients, means we can create gradients manually, but it is time consuming. So let's straight away apply the gradients from this panel, right? So here for China we will use this option garnet, and for India, okay, for India let's not apply a gradient from this gems and jewels panel. Let's try outside this panel. Here we have the gradient, and I have created one orange color gradient, and we can also create a gradient ourselves and add this particular gradient to our swatches panel. So how we can add? We can just simply click on this gradient box, and then just drag it and drop it on your swatches panel or inside your swatches panel. This gradient is permanently saved. Here I have also saved another gradient over here, and I like this particular gradient. Let me select the India piece and then just click on that gradient. Okay, this looks better, and we can just apply the same gradient, right? Then we will just select the US piece, and for US we will use this particular gradient, sapphire. So these are all inbuilt gradients. They come directly with Illustrator, right? So then for Indonesia we can select a light gradient, a light greenish gradient. For Brazil, actually we will create a gradient ourselves. So here the gradient panel is there, and in case the gradient panel is not already open, we can always go to Windows and open. So we'll create our own gradient for the Brazil. So we'll just select this slider, and here we'll open the color panel. The color panel is also available inside the Windows menu. So we will just move these panels here, right? And then we'll just select this slider. We will just select one more color here. So this is the color for Brazil, and if we like this color, we can always add this particular color to our swatches panel for later use, right? So we have added this particular color inside our swatches panel, and now we will also apply the color for the Brazil. So we'll just select that bottom piece of the Brazil, and then we will just click on that gradient, right? And for Pakistan we will use this dark greenish color, right? And the last thing is we will just use a lighter color for the others. We have pink gradient here, so we'll use that pink gradient for others. So here we can see we have now created a pie graph with different gradient colors. So one thing we'll do is we will give some stroke. So we will just draw a selection and select the entire pie graph, and then we will just give a light stroke to it. So we can just give a light red stroke, and here we can see, so there is a stroke, and let's also reduce the size of the stroke. So we'll just select the entire pie graph, and we will reduce the stroke size to, let's say, 0.25 points. So now we have a light stroke. Right, now it looks attractive. Now the next thing is we will just put the values. So let's select the type tool. So we'll start with China. So we'll type in capitals. China, right? Let's drag it, and the China's population is 18%. So what we'll do is we will just select the type tool, and we'll just give it some space, and we'll just put the value here, 18%, right? Then we will just drag one more duplicate here, and we will change this text to India, and India's population is 17% of the world. And then we will drag one more duplicate, and the way we drag is by holding Alt in PC and Option in Mac. So we'll just reduce the size here, and we'll zoom into the image. We can just change this word to USA. USA has only 4% population, and then we'll create one more duplicate. We'll make it small, and this is Indonesia. Indonesia has let's see the value here. Indonesia has 3% population. So just like this, and then we'll take one more duplicate, and this is for Brazil. We'll make it small. We'll change the text to Brazil, and Brazil has only 2% population. We can slightly increase it, right? And then the last one is Pakistan. So we can change the text to Pakistan, and we will just make it small, right? So we got the values of all the countries. Just one more thing is left, others. So we can just take a duplicate of this China. We'll make it big here, and we'll just put others, and others are 54%, the remaining countries, right? So here we have created a pie graph based on the values of various country population figures, right? So what we'll do now is we will just select the entire pie graph, we will group it, right, and we will keep it at the center. And then we'll do one more thing. We can create a small reflection. So the way to do is we'll just take another duplicate of this Piegraph. We will ungroup it, and then what we'll do is first we will select these texts. We will delete all of them. Right, and we will group it. We'll just keep it a little bit high, and then we will just keep this Piegraph as a reflection below the actual one. So we'll just right click on it, arrange, and we will just select send to back, and we'll also make it a small, not too small, just equal to the size of the original one, and then we will reduce its opacity. So just reduce it. Right, we'll reduce it even further. Right, so here we can see a nice reflection is created. And then see here we have created a Piegraph, and we can also create one nice light background here. So we can just use this gems and jewels and select a light background, and then we can just select this background and right click on it, and we'll keep it behind all the content. Right, we can delete this. So this is the Piegraph in Illustrator. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please do like, subscribe, share, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.